Hi, I'm Roger Corell. I head up our AI and leadership marketing at Solidigm, and with me I've got Anand.
Yeah, I'm Anand Pradhan. I am the head of AI Center of Excellence for Intercontinental Exchange.
So Anand, tell us about just how you use technology to provide some of the services that you provide.
Just to give some perspective, Intercontinental Exchange has exchanges, including the largest stock exchange in the world called New York Stock Exchange.
Right.
Clearing houses, and then we have mortgage technology as well as data services. So three big segments of technology that drives our company. Many people know about New York Stock Exchange. We do more than 700 billion transactions every single day across our exchanges. So we are super focused on building the technology the right way. We have super optimized, hyper optimized stack. So we like to understand soup to nuts everything that goes into moving terabytes of data through our network, through our data centers. So we build sophisticated data centers. Everything is optimized from network to server to CPU to all the drivers and things like that. And we are a regulated industry, so we have a redundancy model for everything. That's that. On top of that, we are one of the largest aggregator of data from across the world. We provide our reference data for trading customers to take our data sets so that they can build their statistical analysis on the data to trade in our venues. And right now we have mortgage and real estate technology also. So we gather data from across US. We build different data products to do that thing. We provide loan origination and servicing platforms for housing market. So we are focused on optimizing that also.
You talked about terabytes of data. So can you talk a little bit more about the role of storage and maybe some of the storage challenges and trends you see emerging?
Yeah, look, one of the systems that I have led and built processes 700 billion transactions every single day to do the data analysis on top of that. So you can think of our data sets in our exchanges with nanosecond granularity. Everything is a time series data, and all the analytics needs to extract information out of multiple different data sources. So everything needs to line up to extract information so that we can provide the output to our analysts to look at if somebody is trying to game the market, right? So in order to do that thing, we deal with around 10 to 12 terabyte of nanosecond granularity binary compressed data. And then so writing to the disk as well as getting it out of the disk plays a huge role, because we understand the compute need for that, but the storage has to be optimized so that the compute nodes are not starving.
Keep them optimized, keep them utilized.
Because of the I/O bottleneck and things like that. So we spend quite a bit of time with my team, our infra solutions architecture team, to test everything, and then on top of that, the storage needs to be flexible, highly scalable, so that we can deal with any failure that is happening. How do we replace it? How do we make some checkpointing and the whole 9 years around storage?
Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned checkpointing. When you say checkpointing, I think of AI, and here we are at the largest AI conference in the world. Talk about AI. Talk about your company is, what models are you deploying now, value you're seeing, maybe how you see it kind of evolving moving forward?
Yeah, so majority of our workload is inference-based workload, in the sense that we have deployed all the open source models. So we are focused on optimizing the stack that it takes to deploy a model in our data center, in our CPU, GPU cluster, and we are focused on understanding each of the layer that goes from chip to the microservice layer. So that's what we do. We also use some of the managed services for some of the low-hanging fruit kind of deployment. So we have been reliant on some of the cloud providers who are providing managed services, and we have enterprise license agreement with all those things for our data protection and so on and so forth. So what we are doing is that, for example, data aggregation is one of the big things that we do, and we extract information out of data, unstructured data to structured data, right? So we normalize and we sell that thing. we use AI for doing that thing. That is one of our biggest workload. So now you think about images and photographs of the document to photographs of houses, to rooms, to roof, and things like that. And you need to extract information out of that to figure out what is the artifact in that picture, whether it is a red door or a kitchen or any of the thing. And we are using AI for doing that thing. And this is at a large scale because we are dealing with photographs from across US, and we are providing services to our MLSs.
So your AI usage and some of the future usages that you see, how is this shaping your thinking on the role of storage? What are you looking for in storage as you increase your adoption of AI?
I mean, to me, AI is no different than what we have done for HPC, right? So at the end of the day, you need a storage where we can store any kind of data, photographs, videos, flat files, and things like that. And it needs to be readily accessible, and once you start going, let's say you are dealing with millions of files and across any of the dimensions that we need a faster access for that. Mm-hmm. And then once we extract information, we need to write into the disk, and the retrieval becomes a key point. So we are invested in that. And then it needs to be horizontally scalable because when our storage need increases, so we need to do that thing. Easily accessible.
Really appreciate your time today, Anand. I know your schedule's busy. It's a super active conference, and it's tough to find time to get together. So appreciate it. Yeah. And if you want to share where viewers can find more information.
Thank you for having me. I'm on LinkedIn. You can look me up.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.